Daddy White, they built all his pyramids. April 9, 2189 AD, chapter 74. Dr. Luke, you have 2 minutes. What you have just heard here from my esteemed colleague, my brother, if you will, is all fine and dandy, but it's not real. It's not reality. His lovey-dovey father drove 1/3 of his companions, his so-called friends, down to this awful planet. Let me tell you, it's worse than hell. I've been there. The audience broke into laughter and a scattered applause. Luke grinned, but his esteemed colleague did not, nor did the moderator. And now this God and my brother over here have invaded your space, your planet. They've got the whole rest of the universe to live in, and what do you know? They want our space too. Does anyone here know how big the universe is? He paused to let the question sink in. Well, I do. I've traveled all over it. My colleague here speaks of guidelines, the golden rule. Ah, he isn't going to love thy neighbor, he's going to kill him. You thought old General Paul and General Alexander were murderers. Or old Abe here, they don't hold a candle to this guy. He and his father are going to kill billions and billions of us angels and you humans. In fact, they already have. I'd call that the death rule, not the golden rule, wouldn't you? There was loud applause, just as loud as there had been earlier. Abe again was needed to quiet the crowd. Luke then plowed ahead. Your God has already killed billions of humans. Ever hear of anything called Noah's flood? There was a positive acknowledgment from the crowd. He now has resurrected everyone, so he is now not a murderer. He calls death a sleep. But he deprived billions of people of a good life here on earth. If you read his book, and in particular Revelation, your God tells you he indeed will murder billions and billions of humans and angels so he can start all over again. What makes any of you think the same result will not happen all over again? Once a murderer, always a murderer. A smattering of applause was forthcoming. Luke was hoping for more, but knew he had the momentum, and he was determined not to give it up. But you know, my friends, my brothers, my companions, he made quotation signs with both hands, I'm going to institute the fair rule. That white line of troops you see moving northeast to Old Jerusalem is designated to be the instrument of my destruction, your destruction. Well, I am not going to stand by and let that happen, ladies and gentlemen. My army, General Bell's army, is far superior to that little white snake of an army moving northeast. Bell's army is surrounding that little band as we speak. In the coming weeks we'll crush it. Then as I, your new God, will invoke the fair rule, everyone will be treated fairly and honestly, and my kingdom, your kingdom, will flourish for eternity. No more sickness, no more chaos, just happiness and freedom. Luke stepped back from the podium and the applause rose to a deafening level. Cheers and bravos filled the air. Abe finally went to work and got things settled down.